Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 20, Text number 18. Sasarja Chayaya Avidyam Sasarja Chayaya Vidyam Panchaparvanam Agrataha Panchaparvanam Agrataha Tamisram andha-tāmisram Tāmisram andha-tāmisram tamoha moha mahā-tamaha tamo-moho mahā-tamaha sasarja chayaya vidyam panchaparvanam agrataha tāmisram andha-tāmisram tamo-moho mahā-tamaha sasarja chayaya vidyam panchaparvanam agrataha tāmisram andha-tāmisram tamo-moho mahā-tamaha. Chayaya with the shadow, avidyam ignorance, panchaparvanam five varieties, agrataha first of all, tamishram tamishra, andha-tāmisram andha-tāmisra, tamaha tamas, mohaha moha, mahā-tamaha mahā-tamas or mahā-moha. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. First of all, Brahmā created from his shadow the coverings of ignorance of the conditioned souls. They are five in number and are called tāmisra, andha-tāmisra, tamas, moha and mahā-moha. Please repeat the translation. First of all, Brahmā created from his shadow the coverings of ignorance of the conditioned soul. They are five in number and are called tāmisra, andha-tāmisra, tamas, moha and mahā-moha. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The conditioned souls are living entities who come to the material world to enjoy sense gratification, are covered in the beginning by five different conditions. The first condition is a covering of tāmisra or anger. Constitutionally, each and every living entity has minute independence. It is misuse of that minute independence for the conditioned soul to think that he can also enjoy like the Supreme Lord, or to think why shall I not be a free enjoyer like the Supreme Lord. This forgetfulness of his constitutional position is due to anger or envy. The living entity, being eternally a part and parcel servitor of the Supreme Lord, can never by constitution be an equal enjoyer with the Lord. When he forgets this, however, and tries to be one with him, his condition is called tāmisra. Even in the field of spiritual realization, this tāmisra mentality of the living entity is hard to overcome. In trying to get out of the entanglement of material life, there are many who want to be one with the Supreme. Even in their transcendental activities, their lower grade mentality of Tamishra continues. Andha-tāmisra involves considering death to be the ultimate end. The atheists generally think that the body is the self and that everything is therefore ended with the end of the body. Thus, they want to enjoy material life as far as possible during the existence of the body. Their theory that as long as you live, you should live prosperously. Never mind whether you commit all kinds of so-called sins. You must eat sumptuously, beg, borrow, and steal. If you think that by stealing and borrowing you are being entangled in sinful activities for which you will have to pay, then just forget that misconception, because after death everything is finished. No one is responsible for anything he does during his life. This atheistic conception of life is killing human civilization, for it is without knowledge of the constitution of eternal life, continuation of eternal life. This andha-tāmisra ignorance is due to tamas. The condition of not knowing anything about the spirit soul is called tamas. This material world is also generally called tamas because 99% of the living entities are ignorant of their identity as soul. Almost everyone is thinking that he is the body. He has no information of the spirit soul. Guided by this misconception, one always thinks, this is my body and anything in relation with this body is mine. For such misguided living entities, sex life is the background of material existence. Actually, the conditioned souls in ignorance in this material world are simply guided by sex life. And as soon as they get the opportunity for sex life, they become attached to so-called home, motherland, children, wealth, and opulence. And these attachments increase moha, or illusion of the bodily concept of life, also increases. Thus, the idea that I am this body and everything belongs to this body is mine also increases. And as the whole world is put into moha, sectarian societies, families, and nationalities are created, and they fight with one another. Mahā-moha means to be mad after material enjoyment. Especially in this age of Kali, everyone is overwhelmed by the madness to accumulate paraphernalia for material enjoyment. These definitions are very nicely given in Vishnu Purana, wherein it is said, Tamo aviveka mohasyat antah-karana vibramaha mahā-mohastu vigneyo gramya bhoga shukaishana maranam hi andha-tāmisram tāmisram krodha uchyate avidya pancha parvaisha pradurbhuta mahatmanaha. Doesn't see Bhaktivedanta Purport. Om ajnanatimira andasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuram militam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Nama om Vishnu padaya Krishna preshtaya bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin niti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gauravaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So what did Brahma do in the starting of creation? Systematically, how various things have evolved. That topic we are discussing now. Before creation of living entities, first Brahma created 5 kinds of ignorance. It says, Sasarja Chayaya Avidyam. Chayaya means shadow. Sasarja means he created. Sasarja Chayaya Avidyam. Avidyam, which is ignorance of from the shadow of the body of the Lord Brahma. Pancha Parmanam Agrataha. First Agrataha, this was created. And this Avidyam is of 5 categories, 5 different varieties. Pancha Parmanam. What are that Pancha Parmanam? Tamishram, andha-tāmisram, tamaha, moha, maha-tamaha, or mahā-moha. These are the 5 different kinds of ignorance which were created. The first one was Tāmisra, means being envious of the Supreme Lord. The enviousness is represented through anger. When we don't like somebody, as soon as we see them, we become angry. On what basis we become angry? Because he has something, I don't have something. Or I want to compete with him, and I am not able to come to that stage. Because I am not able to come to that stage, I start envying him, I start becoming angry upon him. So this is the first level, Tāmishram, anger and enviousness. The second one was andha-tāmisram, considering death to be the ultimate end. This is atheistic philosophy. Prabhupada was quoting Charvak Muni. Charvak Muni, he said, live an opulent life, eat ghee. Ranam kritva ghrutam pibet yavat jivam shukam jivet. Bhashmi bhutasya dehasya kutah punaragamo bhavet. He says, eat ghee. Left and right you eat ghee. Morning, afternoon, night eat ghee. Then you may say, I don't have money. Then he says, Runam krutva, go beg, borrow, steal. Ghrutam pibet, eat ghee. Yavat jivat sukam jivat. As long as you live happily by eating ghee. So then people might say, okay, if I don't give back. See, karma kanda system is there. Anything you do, you have to pay back. Even if you purchase, you have to give him back the money. So he's saying, don't bother. Bhashmi bhutasya dehasya. This dehaha one day will become bhashmi bhutaha, will become ash. No use. Kutah punaragamo bhavet. Where is that you will come back to pay it? No need. Don't bother. This is atheistic philosophy. So this is considered as andha-tāmisra, considering death to be the ultimate end. The first one was Tāmisram, was Mayavadi philosophers, where they want to end their existence. But again, into the form of the Lord. Again, illusion, condition. Not having the complete picture of the knowledge about the glories of the Lord. Then third one was Tamaha, condition of not knowing anything about the spirit soul. So by default, anybody you meet, if you say, please introduce yourself, what will be the first thing we say? I am so and so. Everything about bodily perspective. I am son of so and so. I am placed from so and so. I am qualified so and so. Everything is on bodily perspective. So this is the ignorance that who am I? One basic question. If you say who am I, we don't have answer. The basic knowledge that I am the spirit soul is lost. So this is known as tamaha. Then the next one was moha, illusion. Everything which is perspective of this bodily concept of life. I, me, mine. This is the whole world is running with these 3 points. I, me, mine. Everything belongs to me. Everybody are mine. And me. Everywhere I want to be the one perspective. So with this bodily perspective of attachment to this body, first thing is ignorance of soul. Second thing is attachment to this body. So tamaha becomes advanced to moha. And we start working for satisfying this body. Endeavoring for sense gratification to maintain this body in a luxury way. Or to provide facilities for material sense gratification. For I, me, mine. Extended self. Then the last one was mahā-moha. Or because of too much associating with enjoyment, we become mad after sense enjoyment. Like somebody, there was one test they have done. For 1,000 people who are using Apple mobile, for 1,000 people who are using Android mobile. For 6 months, what their behavior was. They studied the people who have used Apple mobile. They are very proud. They are very show off. They are very, like, they think this is prestige. They think this mobile is like a social status in the society. They are very reserved. They do not interact with people. And they are like, they are in a different society. They think they are elite. When they researched for 1,000 people of Android users, they said these people are humble, simple, don't bother for anything. So just by one mobile, a consciousness, how much it degrades. I'm just saying, now every year, companies will release new model. And there will be big rush for that one day when the model is being revealed. Everybody wants to possess the first copy. The first two. Like for example, when a big hero cinema releases, many people think first day I have to see. Why? That's a prestige, first day, first show. That's a society. There, everybody watching. Oh, I'm able to see first day, first show. So see, this attachment for this sense gratification will drive us crazy. So that's why Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam tayapaharata chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadavana vidiyate. So those who are running behind this Bhoga and Aishwarya, it is very difficult for them to understand spiritual knowledge. Because when something is overflooded in your brain, nothing will go inside. There is no space for anything else. Unless you remove the old one, new one cannot come and sit there. And the sense enjoyment will be so blocking that you can't see anything beyond that. So like for example, when we were small, take 20 years, 25 years back, what is the size of our house? Where we lived? A small house. Maybe 1 room, 2 room, 5 people, 4 people. Everybody stayed comfortably in their one house with bare minimum necessities. Not everything was filled up in the house. And we had ample time to play within that house also, that space also, within that small area. Now, with 10 times bigger houses now, we don't have place inside. For 2 people, very big, large house. And we say, we are cramped. We don't have space. Artificially, we started adding on. We are thinking, oh, this is prestige. This is the social life. I am not living for myself. I am living for the society. Generally, they say there is one thing called as cycle of life. We see this in our experience also. Generally, initially, we started our life with a cycle. But when we are going on the cycle, we see next to me, there is somebody who is going on a bike. So we start imagining, one day I have to get that bike. Now when, okay, over a period of time, you accumulate some money and you can come to a point of purchasing a bike. Now you see there is a better bike of the higher capacity. You may go to a scooty, then there will come somebody with a bike with the 350cc capacity. Now you aspire, okay, let me go to that. After some time, when you go to that bike, then you will see one good car, high car. First low car, then high car. Then after doing all these things, you realize that you have become fat. You have become lazy. And now it is time for you to do exercise. Now you go to gym, the gym trainer will say, again do cycle. This is called cycle of life. Again you come back to that cycle only. You are very happy when you are doing cycle. No pollution, no maintenance, no petrol, no maintenance. You are very happy. And every day you are doing physical exercise. No. We want luxury. Luxury comes with a cost. So people don't realize this is what is ignorance. What is binding the jiva in this material world. Running behind something which is not yours. It's not your goal. You are seeing the next person and you are trying to eat. Like if you go to a restaurant, you have 50 rupees in your pocket or 100 rupees in your pocket. Next person is having 1000 rupees in his pocket. He is ordering a meal worth 1000 rupees and you have 100 rupees in your pocket. How much meal should you order? For your 100 rupees you should order? No. He is having 1000 rupees, I will have 1000 rupees. But the problem is when you are going to pay, you don't have 900 rupees more. So you have to go back and you have to wash the burtan or anything you have to do to comp for that. Means Simon says that karma, to attain to that stage, you have to give back in some other way. This is what the problem with material world, all these 5 kinds of ignorance. So before living entity was created, these ignorances were created. So that the jiva, as soon as he steps into this world, he is bound by this ignorance. Then Brahma, is he doing out of happiness? Why is he creating all these things and all? So what was the primary intention for the jiva to come to this material? To enjoy falsely enjoyment. And if you have to enjoy falsely, the atmosphere also has to be falsely. And all these things are trying to bring us more and more control under Maya. Because we want to come under Maya. So, Acharyas explain, Brahma was using this instrument of shadow potency called as Chaya, which is manifested as avidya at the time of creating the material universe. Avidya may refer there are different kinds of living entities or there are different kinds of modes. In these two ways it can be utilized as. Living entities are also considered under Sattva-guna Jiva is there, Tamo-guna Jiva is there, Rajo-guna Jiva is there. Sattva-guna itself is there, Tamo-guna itself is there, Rajo-guna itself is there. So either it could be Jiva or it could be the modes of material nature also, avidya represents. And Lord Krishna gives a description, discrimination between what is knowledge and what is ignorance in 11th canto. He says, Vidya avidyaye mamatanu vidhi uddhava sharirinam mokshakabandha kari adye mayayame vinirmite. So he is saying, oh Uddhava, vidya avidyaye vidhi. Please know knowledge and forgetfulness, both. Mayayame vinirmitaha. Maya vinirmitaha, they are products of me. Nirmana means to construct. So vinirmitaha means they are my products. And mamatanu, and they have come from my body, my expansions they are. Avidya and vidya. Adye, both knowledge and ignorance are beginningless. From time immemorial they are there. And moksha bandhakari, what they do? They liberate and they bind. Vidya liberates. Avidya binds a living entity. For whom? Sharirinam. Those who have accepted this body as itself, this vidya will liberate, avidya will bind them. So this is the knowledge. So Prabhupada explains in one purport in Chaitanya Charitamrita, what is definition of ignorance? Now we say 5 kinds of ignorance. Now what do you define as ignorance? So at a couple of places he says, those who are ignorant means one who does not know what is value of life, lying down anywhere, lazy, sleeping, unclean, do not know the value of life, they are in ignorance. They are very firmly bound up. Means one who is not aware of his constitutional position, he is considered as ignorant. So long your senses are impure, you are completely in ignorance. You do not know what you are, what is this world, what is God. Simply in darkness, just like dull stone. Ignorance means dull stone. One more definition. Then, ignorance means darkness. In darkness, we cannot see what is what. We cannot understand what is reality. So, ignorance means darkness. This is one more definition. Ignorance means in bodily concept of life, we commit sinful activities. When I think I am this body, to maintain this body, I will go to at any extent. So, I am committing sinful activities because of this, considering that I am this body. So, these are the 4 definitions Prabhupada has given at various places of mentioning about this ignorance. And he also refers in Mahabharata, these 5 kinds of ignorance were elaborately discussed in Udyoga Parva. So, he says, the first one is known as to believe that the body is the self. This is the first ignorance. One more version says, to consider the body as the self. The second one is to make material satisfaction of the senses the model of happiness. The third one is being in anxiety due to identification with the subject. Like for example, we are going in a car, a new car, brand new car, you have purchased. By accident, there is a scratch onto the car. What do you feel? Do you feel car was damaged or do you feel you got damaged? We think we got damaged. Accident happened to us. Or sometimes when we are traveling on the road, somebody is obstructing you on the way. What do you say? Hey auto, hey rickshaw. You identify that person with that vehicle. And you have become car. People don't realize that. So this is what is ignorance. Then, 4th one, to lament. Because we don't have, we start lamenting. Because others have, I don't have. Because Krishna has so many properties, so many qualities, so many opulences, I don't have, I lament. And the last one is known as to believe that there is something beyond the absolute truth. There is something beyond Krishna. This is one more ignorance. These are the 5 kinds of ignorance which Mahabharata elaborately explains. The subject is the same thing, just rephrased in a different terminology. So all these things are all very important for us to understand what level of ignorance we go through. Like for example, last time we heard a story about Sudama and Krishna, how Sudama became pauper. Just for refreshment, if you, I'll explain. Sudama and Krishna were best friends in the school in Sandipani Muni's ashrama. Sudama, who was from Sudamapuri, also known as Porbandar, his father's name was Matuka and mother's name was Rochana Devi, a humble Brahmana, very good personality, very devoted personality. So when Krishna was there in the ashram of Sandipani Muni, Sudama was also there. Actually, Sudama was senior there. A very devoted, saintly person, very good at education. So one day, Sandipani's wife, she instructed Sudama and Krishna while they were going to bring wood from the forest. She handed over them a bag of chickpeas. It's a roasted chickpeas, chana, roasted chana. And she said, whenever by chance there is a rain about to come, if you get stopped somewhere, eat this chana to mitigate your hunger and share them equally. So what was the instruction? Share it equally. So they came, they collected their wood. While on the way back, it started raining. So they climbed onto a tree. So Balarama was at the bottom branch, Krishna was at the middle branch, and Sudama was at the top branch. So Sudama, feeling hungry, he started eating the chickpeas. But when you start eating the chickpeas which are roasted, you start making that sound, kar, kar, kar. So Krishna and Balarama were asking, what is that sound? Where is that sound coming from? No, Sudama said, I am feeling cold because of atmosphere. That's why my teeth are shivering. But he was eating that chana. After some time, he finished the entire chana. And Krishna and Balarama, when they felt hungry, they asked Sudama, what happened? Where is that chana which was given by Guru Sandipani Muni's wife? He said, I ate everything. I finished everything. So because Sudama did not share what was given to the instruction, please eat equally. So it is said that he became cursed to become poverty because he did not share with the Supreme Lord. Then how he became elevated from that poverty? He went back to Dwaraka when he was little elder, got married, he had children. So there was so much poverty that it is hardly anything for them to eat for days long. So wife was persisting him, you are saying always, every day while they are sleeping, he used to teach to their children stories of Krishna and his interaction with Krishna in his Gurukula. So Sudama, when he was teaching, everybody were very much saying, oh, you know Krishna so much, then why can't you go and ask your friend Krishna? We are suffering so much that we can't even have a morsel of food. So after too much persistence, one day he planned to visit Krishna, but he did not have anything to carry. The wife requested something from the neighbor's house, chipped rice. So she handed over him. He took that chipped rice with him and went to Dwaraka. The way how he was dressed, torn clothes, unshabby, not that clean. And when he reached the door and he said to the gatekeeper, please go and inform Krishna that your best friend has come. They started laughing. You poor Brahmana, you are best friend of Krishna? They did not realize. They thought if Krishna's best friend should be of his caliber. Then he was also feeling very sad. In the meantime, Krishna got to know that Sudama has come. Immediately Krishna came outside. He invited Sudama and everybody were surprised. Who is this poor man where Krishna is giving so much respect to him? Krishna took him inside, washed his feet, sprinkled that water on his head and on his entire family. Then he made him luxuriously sleep on his bed. Then he gave him nice feast. After everything, when he took rest, then Krishna asked him, how are you? What is the situation has happened? Did your wife had not sent me any present? You came empty-handed. After eating royal feast, now Sudama is thinking, what is my thing in comparison? when Krishna is eating such opulent food, he was hesitating to hand it over. But Krishna grabbed that bag, started eating. One morsel he ate, and he became so satisfied. He said, this is Amrita. When he wanted to eat the second morsel, Rukmini Devi stopped him. So Acharyas explain why Rukmini Devi stopped. Because Krishna was so satisfied by one morsel, he blessed them with unlimited opulence. If one more morsel Krishna would have eaten, Lakshmi Devi would have to become a Dasi in their house. Means Rukmini will lose her position and she will become a servant in the house of Sudama. Then she stopped. He has come not only to take away Krishna, but he will also take away me from Krishna's service. So she stopped him. Now Sudama, when he went back, he saw his entire house has been changed. It was a big palace. Wife was fully decorated. He was surprised. Where am I? Am I in illusion? He never asked Krishna at any particular point what he wanted. But Krishna had already sanctioned his desire. So what is so special that made Krishna too much obligated to Sudama? So till now we all heard this story. But why did he become poverty? And what was so much that he attracted Krishna's attention? This part we are not aware. So we thought because he did not give Channa to Krishna, he became poor. No, that was not this aspect. In that same village of Sandipana Muni, Ujjain Ashrama, near that village, there was one Brahmana lady who used to go and beg for her maintenance. So for many days she could not get anything. After 5 days of starving, at the 5th day evening, somebody gave her a bag of channa, roasted channa. So she brought back that channa, and it was already late. So she offered a glass of water to Lord Krishna, and she said, my dear Lord, for night, please accept this glass of water. Tomorrow morning, I'll offer this channa. It's already late in the night. And she hanged that bag onto a nail or something, and she went to bed. That night, there were some thieves who had attacked that house. They thought they will get some money. They thought that bag, maybe some valuables are there in that. They stole that bag, and while going, they made some sound because of which this lady got up. And she started making, thief, thief, thief. All the surrounding people started waking up, and they started running behind these people. Now, out of anxiety, out of fear, they started running, and they went and escaped into the Sandipani Muni's ashrama. And when they went there, it was already almost morning, 3:30 or 4 o'clock. All the brahmacharis are getting up in the ashrama. They thought, if we go inside, they will beat. If we come outside, these people will beat. Better throw this bag there and run away from there. Because this is the identification. Who is the thief? That bag is the thief. So they left that bag in the ashrama and they ran away from there. And next day morning, when later that morning, when Sandipani's wife, she was cleaning the ashrama, she saw this bag. And at that time, Krishna and Sudama were going to the forest. So she handed over to Sudama and she said, please share equally. So this part we have heard. But what happened to the previous part? That lady, when she got to know that the channa were stolen, she gave a curse. Whoever eats this channa will become the utmost pauper in the universe. And Sudama was considered like Trikalajnaha. As soon as he touched that bag, he got to know the curse of that lady. If Krishna would have eaten and Balarama would have eaten, what would happen? Krishna would have become pauper. Out of pure love for Lord Krishna, he did not want Krishna to suffer that poverty. And he ate that chickpeas so that that curse will not get transferred to Lord Krishna. Now you see, we are in ignorance or we are in knowledge when we say, Sudama, he became poverty. So even when in Sattvaguna, when the knowledge is incomplete, we are in ignorance. This is how the Shastras teach us, Acharyas teach us. For every consequence, there will be something else reason. We don't know. So we have to come to that knowledge. That's why when Krishna says, Tattvataha, know in truth. We have to be very scrutinizingly in understanding the pastime, how various things happen. Similarly, there is one more story, a couple of minutes more. There was one saint, sannyasi, who was living in UP part, somewhere near Vrindavan. So every day, he used to go to various people's houses. When they started giving him money, he started accumulating the money. So for a sannyasi, what is the primary thing? Just depend upon the Lord. Be happy with whatever comes by its accord. But one desire arose in his heart. Let me collect so much money. One day, when I have so much money, I will go to Prayagraj. When there is Kumbh Mela time, I would give feast for all the people there, all the Brahmanas there, all the devotees there. Now with that desire, he started accumulating the money, gold coins. See, for a sannyasi, accumulating gold is poison. It is ignorance, becoming to the bodily perspective. So everywhere, whenever he goes to a house program, he is demanding one gold coin as dakshina. Now to keep these gold coins, where will you keep? Sannyasi, he doesn't have anything. So he made one stick, danda, which is empty inside. Like a bamboo, we have empty inside. He started placing the coins inside. For outside people, it looks like a sannyasi stick, but inside it is filled with golden coins. It took few years for him to completely fill that stick with gold coins. Now when the time was arrived, Kumbh Mela was very nearby. He started walking towards Kumbh Mela, Prayagraj. On the way, in one place he had to take rest. So people suggested for a sannyasi to take rest. There is one family who are very devoted to visiting saints and sannyasis. Please go to their house for hospitality. He went to their house. They took care of him very nicely. They gave him nice prasadam, and they massaged his feet when he went, because he was walking, he would have got exhausted. So when he slept, they saw the stick within his hand. He was always holding to the stick only. They were wondering why sannyasi is too much attached to the stick. So when he slept away, they took that stick from his hand and they removed the knob from the handle, and they saw it is filled with too much gold coins. And a family who were happy serving the Vaishnavas, when they saw this money, they became greedy. They thought, if more money is there, we'll serve more people. Why suffer? Why to waste on this one person, this sannyasi? I can serve more sannyasis. So he asked his wife, go get stones of equal weight and replace the gold coins with stones. And they placed the stick as it is. The sannyasi was thinking next day morning nothing was there, because the weight is as it is. He was thinking it was gold. He went to the Prayagraj Kumbh Mela place. He went to one temple and he informed the head priest there, please inform all the people to come, and we will serve a feast, and I will give dakshina also at the end of the feast. Then that pujari said, sir, it is going to cost a hell a lot. There are so many people, thousands of people are here. If you feast for them and donation dakshina for them, means it will cost very much. He said, don't bother, I have made all the arrangements. So then priest, out of his pocket, he put some money. He brought all the ingredients and he started cooking. Now arrangements were being made in a very advanced stage. He said, my dear sir, please at least give me some more money. I may have to do many other things for facilities. So he said, no, do you not trust me? Okay, do one thing. Then he opened his stick and started pouring out. It was not gold coins, it was all stones. As soon as he saw the stones, he was surprised. That priest was surprised. He started scolding him, in trust of you, I have put from our trust, from our pocket all this money, and all the saints have come. Now my name is gone. So much they scolded that sadhu sannyasi for failing in his promise, and sannyasi immediately recognized all this mischief was done by that family who had stolen away his gold. So out of frustration, out of disappointment, out of shame, he could not show his face. He went to Trimeni Sangama and he committed suicide there. And this family who had stolen this gold, they had invested that gold in their business. They were having too much money. They were getting money returns in so much bigger way. But they could not have children. After a long gap, they had a child. They were very happy. They thought, by serving sadhus, we got money, we got child also. As the child was growing, he was infected with some disease. And they tried to spend that money, but his disease was not getting cured. It was becoming worse and worse. At one particular point, so much money was lost that they have only house. All their business was lost. Everything was lost. Only house was there. So they went to the boy and asked, what should we do? The boy said, my last request, I know I may not be able to survive, but my last request is, let me go to Prayagraj and give feast to all the sadhus there during Kumbh Mela. So because this house is meant for me only, so please sell this house, and whatever money comes, let us go with that to Prayagraj. So they sold the house. They took all that money. They arranged a feast there. They fed all the people there. They gave dakshina on this behalf of this boy. Then after everything is over, the boy said, please take me to the Sangam there. When the boy was taken to the Sangam, there he said, do you know who am I? I am the same sadhu whom you have committed mistake by stealing away my money, by making me die in a pitiable way. Now I have got my revenge done. I wanted to give a feast, now I gave a feast. Now I made you pauper. Now I am dying by committing, and I am losing my life. Anyhow I am dying, whole life you will cry because of attachment for me. And he died. How ignorance binds Jiva in this material world. We have to be very careful what we are trying to do. That's what Shastra says. So Brahma, in this material world, he has created this different, like you say, puzzles, so that we become lost in solving that puzzles. We lose our intelligence capacity, discrimination capacity. Even though we may be practicing spirituality, but we have to be very careful. Ignorance can take over us at any time. So what is the security and safety for us? The shelter of the Lord under the guidance of pure devotee. This is the only shelter for us. So I'll stop here. Any questions or doubts? Grandhara